and welcome to the Light Music Club. Oh, wait, this is book club. well, I guess first things first, who we are. This is Mid Thought Podcast today with Baby Ray Earth. Call me Ray.
And Ethan.
And today we are going to be talking about one of the cutest serializations known to man. It is K-On! College. Of course, this is a little series about cute girls learning instruments, playing in a band, and just having fun. And today we are going to be focusing on this one particular volume. There are several others to go on about. Of course, there was the original series that exists. It was a release in the Americas in 2010, thanks to Yin Press. There's also another edition for this series that came out at the same time as the college in 2013, and that's the high school edition, which focuses on Azu Niao and her friends when they're in high school and these girls go off to college. And of course, more notably coming out right now in this year of 2023, there is going to be K-On! Shuffle, which is not exactly focusing on the same girls, but new ones, which hopefully we'll get to read sometime in the future. But today is K-On! College. We get to see the original four, Mio, Ritsu, best girl, love her, Mugi, and that other one, whatever her name is. Ethan, do you remember her?
Wow, that's a bit rude.
Think it's Yui.
The main character.
Listen, everyone knows it's Mio and Ritsu's life, and everyone else is just living in it.
But anyway, I'll go ahead and just throw up a picture of Shuffle, because it's weird how it goes. Because it's been what would you say? It's being published awfully slow to
It
be.
is, yeah, it's had about a year release date difference, I believe, in Japan, and now that we're getting it, I'm not sure if they'll mimic that or just kind of pick it up and give it to us as soon as they can. As the most recent American release would be in April of 2023, so it's been out for about a month or so at this point. Um, and I haven't seen it when we go look at shelves, but I am looking forward to finding it. I'm hoping to see it next to the big omnibus that was also recent released at the end of 2022. So if you ever missed any getting of the original four set, you can always get the big guy all together. Um, and it's pretty nice, I will say. They have all the colorful pages still with intact. Uh, and they have the cover art for these books as well and the post notes. So if you just wanted to get one big thing, grab the omnibus because that is still on shelves, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to find the shuffle one next to it soon because I do want to buy it. I'm very excited.
But anyway, back to college. Um, what you said, college is just about the four main girls before they get after they graduate and leave Azusa behind in her senior year.
Too bad they couldn't wait, you know? I
But
will say,
yes,
something I thought really cute was that they all chose to go to the same college and ended up in the same dorm. I'm like, wow, me and my friends could never.
even though they all have very different intelligence levels, as we learned from the original series, got
Yeah, that
two very smart people and then two uh, idiots.
they pass. That's all that matters. They find the way.
They pass quite luckily, very luckily. But anyway, yes. So the four girls go to the what the wiki calls the in women's university.
So it's still all women all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, the only guy that even shows up in this volume is the crush of a rival of basically the other group of girls that is, I guess you could call them the secondary protagonists, the rival band.
Yeah. So of course they have introduction to a new group, which I think was a very smart play just to be like, hey, when you go to college, you're not going to always be together with the same people, but here are some other friends that they're making along the way, and here's how they did it. And I think that's really unique and very special to show each girl kind of shining in her own way and growing.
So yeah, the other band is Only Girls, or for I didn't know that the wiki calls it Onagumi, Only Girls,
Cute, I guess, you know? Everyone has their own naming schemes.
and they've got their I'm gonna try to summarize their personality traits. You've got this super tall girl, and yeah, tall girl. The Netflix movie Tall Girl, bassist. She doesn't like being tall.
She does not. But she's so cute. I absolutely adore her design. And now I want to remember her name, but it's so
Sachi.
hard. Sachi, such a cute name.
Then you've got um
Ayame, the drummer.
oh yes, Ayame is the drummer. She's the shortest on the right side here. She
And to be honest, she's a mirror perfect copy of Ritsu, so you know she's a banger.
she pretty much is a mirror copy of Ritsu, but I guess not. Actually, no. They pretty much match each other's energy levels.
It's great. I love that kind of vibe. And of
And
course, the leading character for the Only Girls band is going to be Akira, who is the lead connection between the two, as she's first noted as such a scary looking woman who's intense. And then Yui looks at her like less than 24 hours, dead in the face, and screams, that girl's so cute, and then jumps her. And it's history from there. They're best friends for the rest of the series.
they're like tsundere best friends. They're
Kira
like
is, yeah.
Yui's like always. It's almost like the relationship Yui had with Azusa at the very beginning of um, original K-On, where it was like constantly hugging, but like, get off of me, please.
That's exactly what I was reading when I was watching these two characters meet. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like you're meeting Azusa now again, but like better this time
But like
because
now
she's
she's a punk
cool.
rocker. She's
Well,
what?
I think we've kind of just danced around it. I think we're ready to get into the summary. What about you?
Um, there are like I guess two other minor characters, which is
That is
the
true.
cl- club president.
Mrs. President.
They don't even bother like mentioning her. Where is
I will
she?
say she gets very limited chapter time, but when she is there, I really enjoy her because I'm just like, wow, that would be me though. How can I make money off
I'm just
these?
gonna
Let's
skip to.
go.
I'm just to talk about her now, so we can not to. I don't want to use the phrase "get her out of the way,"
That's what you're doing though.
but like just so we can talk about them. Um, the um club president of the light music club in college and like
Her friend.
co-president
I think it's just her bandmate that's always around her.
were
Like,
once in a like two-person band that and they're like the best band ever, but no one knows that. Yeah, that's pretty
yes,
much
there's
it.
There's a few little notes where they're like, "Yeah, we joined because we heard there was this great band," and the only one that learns about who that band is going to be Mio in one moment when the two just start breaking out into song because she catches them dressing up in schoolgirl uniforms, which, if you don't remember, it's called college. So why are we dressing up like schoolgirls now? Kinda weird, but still really funny, because as you know, our girls used to dress in their school uniforms to perform, and they kind of still did it when they started the first time at the Light Music Club. So Mia was like, I get it, but also, can I go now? Because she did not expect that when she walked in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't contribute too much to the overall little tips and tricks of growing up for these casts. Uh, but I did like them as minor characters. They were really fun to meet when they were there.
All right, but we can go ahead and start with chapter 1. I'll go it's already really easy to say that I like the like full color art that they put at the beginning of each chapter.
Okay, yes, let's talk about this. Kaon, when you buy these books, there are full color page spreads for some of the chapters. And it's not just at the beginning and end, it is scattered throughout. And that is still in this volume, it's still in the omnibus. It's not as prevalent in the first few volumes, but it's still always there. And I love that. Yes, it jacks up the price a little bit, but it makes the book come alive a little bit more. So, like this chapter is starting off on new light, you're starting new ground. It's so interesting to me to find it because I don't have a lot of series that have color in them. Looking at black and white is fun, but when you get a colorful book, it makes you happy.
It's so weird to find one too. Like I believe behind um in your little library
Little.
there's the Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid in color,
That
but
is true. We have that.
it's such a random piece of work because um it's not like a volume, it's just like a assortment of random chapters that the I guess the author decided to color.
And to be honest, go for it, man. If you want to resell those chapters as colorful versions in just one big book, do it. Money is money, my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one thing you can always get from these works by Cacafly? I want to say
Yeah,
that name so correctly.
that's their name. I
Yeah, you get to
assume
see
that's
these
how they
moments.
pronounce it, Cacafly.
Yeah, you get to see those moments in action in a chapter where it makes sense rather than just one big book of random thoughts. But yes, this book does open with the full color spreads. Um, one of the band characters all hanging out, letting you know what instruments they are and their names. And then on the back page, you have that same dedication for the new characters that you get to meet. Uh, Dachi, my girl, be proud, be tall. And of course, we begin the stories. Um,
Wait, real quick. Also,
okay.
it's something I really like to see.
Mm.
Um, regardless of whether or not it's colored, is I like to see that characters drawn in new outfits.
Oh my gosh, this book is so good for that. They always are in different uniforms and I love it.
It's always like, because in the original, well, you always saw them in their school uniforms because, they're forced to wear the school uniforms. But now they've got freedom to wear whatever in college. And also, Cacify just always draws them in whatever for the, like, chapter headers, I guess is what I want to call them.
Yeah, the like mid-page spread of just character art is always so nice to just be like, wow, they got this chance to just express their character and whatever they would like and have them just be cute and adorable. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
But go ahead and start us off.
Okay. Of course, our girls are starting college life, which of course begins in the dorm. If you've lived in a dorm, you may remember how your friends could break into your room because you never locked the door. That's right, these girls don't know how to lock doors. That's a thing that keeps going on in these chapters that I'm kind of scared about that they don't do that.
That's one thing I wanted to know is what is the college like room layout? Because it's like constant breaking into each other's rooms slash dorm like
Spaces?
apartments. Yeah, just dorm spaces in general. I'm like, what?
It's true that the interactions between spaces is a little bit confusing, but I don't really ask too much of it. I just kind of say, oh, cool, roomies. Anyway, the girls get to learn about waking up and getting ready for school. And of course, they're on their own now. They don't have little sisters or butlers to come and get them ready. So Mio and Ritsu gets to kind of play off what do Mugi and Yui do at this time? And both of them freak out and panic that they're late. Um, but not to worry, they get over this. They find other ways to make sure everyone's awake as the story progresses. And as we go on, we get to meet some amazing characters. This is when the introduction of the other band members begin. Of course, at first, it's not quite great because Yui is scared of her, and Mio as well. But eventually, they get to see the cute side of her as well as her friends' fascination of her as well. So that's Akira. She's short haired, short tempered, tsundere, if you must know. But her friends are so adorable because Sachi and Ayame just love to see her get teased. And I'm like, yes, they get it, and I get it, and we get it. And Moogie gets it. Moogie always gets it. And then we start to split off into different pairs. So as the chapters go on, you get to see interactions between this new band and the older members that we know and love. Of course, we're going to start with Mio and her introductions with some other characters. She gets to hang out with, I believe, Sachi. Um, Turns out they're in the same program. Not only are they in the same program, but we have Yui is paired with Akira. Obviously, we got to stick those two together. And finally, Ritsu and Ayame, both drummers, end up in the same department. And I'm just like, this is so perfect. I love all of these interactions and I want more.
Well, there's also a point
Unfortunately,
too
I only get one volume.
where they're like, um, I want to change. I'll change my classes around so we can hang out. Please, just let me know when you're taking your classes.
Yeah, Yui is obsessed with Akira, so she does try her best to stalk the crap out of her. And yeah, Yui is weird. People that like Yui, weird,
What?
but cute. Listen, I like my girls like I like my Ritsu. I like Ritsu.
Mm, crazy.
Ritsu's not crazy. She's smart.
She's not
She gets
smart.
it done.
I can give you a lot of things, but smart is not one of them.
Hey, she was able to find the test answers and get in with the crowd so she could find the people
Alright,
to
we'll
cheat
get
with.
to that. That comes up later.
Of course, we go on and we get to see them bond over band meetings because, of course, once they start college, they decide to try out for the or become part of the pop music club, light music club, whatever the translation says. It basically just goes to a group of people that want to perform music and they want to be around other people that want to do so. Um, which is where we get to meet the other two characters, the president and her bandmate. Um, we don't actually get to meet a lot of the other bands, which I think is a sad fact that there's just so many people in this club this time, and we only get to focus on about the original four and then these other five members. Because if you're original remember of the original series, it was just the four girls. They didn't have anyone else other than themselves until a year later passed and they get their new burst member, and she gets to join and be cute and adorable and wear cat ears and whatever. But this time they get so many people to get to be introduced to, and they get a lot of feedback, and they become kind of an a notable band, I think, because they actually are performers. They make songs, they sing. Um, and so I think I would have liked to see more of that, but I understand this is about college, and college is about life. And there's not
Mhm.
much to this life other than goofy dorm shenanigans.
It's true. Like if you're wanting a lot of if you're wanting to read
Development?
a lot of about development or a lot about music, you aren't gonna find it with this. But then again, you weren't gonna find it reading the original either. It's mainly just about doing random stuff with like a little bit sprinkled in,
Yep.
because 90% of this is like um let's see, talking about test scores, going on vacation to a hot springs, recruiting people, getting part-time jobs.
Which they never go into. They just say they need them, and then later on they have money from doing stuff. I so wanted to see Ritsu doing some random oddball stuff, but that's okay. Job hunting is enough to know about, you know?
What else happens? Like the main musical thing that happens is like the battle of the bands that takes up like
2 seconds?
five pages of the
It's
end of the
so
book.
short. Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing because the pacing of it has like starts. I want to say like a quarter of the ways in. They're like, "Oh, you're our rival band now, and we're gonna beat you at the very end of this book in the battle of the bands." And then you get to the battle of the bands at the end, and then oh, it's over.
Yep.
Okay.
And, you know, that's the thing about one-offs like these is that we don't get too in depth about anything. It really is super lighthearted, super easy. Um, and it just wants to give you like one last chance to see the characters grow just a little more and see if they're going to continue or something. Because one of the underlying questions that this book brings up is why are they doing music? Do they plan to do anything with it? Do they want to become musicians? Are they going to go off to other bands and start anew? And they kind of leave it as an open-ended question for the band to think about and consider. In general, their answer is they're just doing it for fun. They genuinely love each other so much that they just want to keep doing this for now. And it's not a stressful time too much. Of course, as they grow closer towards probably adulthood and getting into the real world, that question will probably have a different answer. But for now, as their first freshman year of college is talked about, it's simply just a light fun time. And I think that really just is something that some people don't get to think about when they start college. They're too busy and too worried about, oh, what's my degree? What am I going to do? How am I going to get a job? And this book kind of reminds you it's okay to slow down sometimes. Just enjoy what you have and truly go for what that is at the moment. And that's why I like this book so much. It's just so sweet. Ugh, I wish I could go back to college and be a happy-go-lucky
Okay.
schoolgirl. Ah, so many feelings.
Did you finish your South Park speech there?
It's not a South Park speech, it's a K-On! Speech. Thank you very much. That's the book club book today.
But that, I guess that is a big point in this is that it's constantly brought up in the background, like what degree is everyone gonna get, or what do you plan to do after college? You plan
Yeah.
to still you plan to make money with your band, or are you actually gonna go into a field? Because I think I don't remember everyone's job that they were planning to get, but I think Ritsu was planning to go into education.
Yui and Akira were.
Oh,
Uh, so I thought that was probably super cute. Just the fact that Yui is a very jack of all trades when it comes down to it because she can hyper fixate on something. Uh, and learn it in a fast time. I'm just worried about the whole explaining it to others part. Uh, but she has a good mentor now. So one of the other band members, Akira, is also part of the education department. Uh, and I like her idea of teaching, which is just commanding and saying, do it and do it now. She's just I think more cut out to teach than Yui, but we'll see. And by we'll see, we won't.
yeah. I haven't read Shuffle yet, but it would have been interesting to see where this went, if it went farther than just ending at the Battle of the Bands, because all that happens is, I believe it's just like one panel of only girls singing, and then one panel of after school tea time singing, and then it's just like, and the winner is, and then it did one of those cutaway things where they don't announce it, and then Yui just hugs Akira, and then she's like, "Why are you hugging me? We beat you." And then it kind of just trails off from there. It wasn't a disappointing ending, but
It's yeah, just a stopping point, I guess, for a first college event.
I guess it just left you wanting more.
And it is. I can't wait to bust shuffle now. Do they do? Do we have the best girl conversation now, or do we just wait on that?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously, I just want to talk about Ritsu a little bit more. I just love her so much.
Um,
Oh, one thing that I thought was really cute in reading, there are probably about two or three chapters where Yui is starting out. And they start out with like a what's it called when you write pen pal. It's like a pen pal message to Azusa, where she's explaining what they're doing, and saying, "Hey, we miss you, but this is what we're doing now." And I'm like, "Oh, that would be so cute." And I really want to buy the next volume of like one-offs for the high school, which is just Azusa and the new club. And I'd like to see if she responds to Yui by just having a few chapters saying, "Hey, Yui, this is what the band's like now. I'm better than you." Ha ha ha. But maybe not. I don't know.
Well,
I
she
really want
was
the other book.
always better than Yui. It was
Of course. She wouldn't say that.
Yui
No, she
literally
wouldn't.
got sick in college and became better.
Oh my gosh, Yui is just so odd. But I am happy that they got to go and have a fun first semester. Like, that's so cool. I'm glad they didn't have to split up, go their separate ways for another 4 years at least.
I guess the one thing that wasn't a um like a college life thing that I wish they went into more detail with was I don't remember what holiday it was. I'm just gonna say a Golden Week because why not? Yui went back home
Yes, she did. And
and no one cared.
I'm gonna be honest, I went back home and no one cared. It was so I'm gonna be honest, that chapter was so honestly written to me. I was just like, yeah, my room is no longer the same. It is a junk space. They did not expect me to come back, and I shouldn't. I am in the world now. It is my oyster, and I must be the pearl or something. But I love that chapter. It was hilarious to me.
But I guess that's all there was to it. Because I mean, um, it was a fairly short book for being or a fairly short volume. It was what, like 100 pages. It's like
117?
it was like 13 chapters with like a prologue, so 14 chapters and 117 pages.
And don't forget the bonus comics, where we take Moogie's eyebrows off and put them on other people.
Okay, there was like a bonus page where they that's been a running joke since the original.
Exactly. I'm so glad they did it again. It's so funny to me. I'm
Um,
pretty sure I've seen merch of her with like removable eyebrows to just put on other things. Does her Android come like that?
I have no idea.
How do you not know? We own this
That's
Nintendo.
true. I do own the Hernandoroid. Um,
But it's okay. It doesn't matter too much. We'll look at it later and then make comments if needed.
Kotobuki. I think all the K-On! Ones are just so old by this point that I think the if you bought them new, they came as like stickers.
Mm, that makes sense. So, uh, ratings, if I had to rate this, I'd say a good hmm, 3.5 out of 5. It's so hard to rate a one-off serialization high sometimes in my mind, just because I'm like, there's nothing else to it. It's just a little bit more. It's like an epilogue that we got, which is nice.
Yeah,
But now I want
Hernandoroid does
more.
come with a whatever you call them. I don't remember what they're called. Like lemon slices or whatever.
Listen, as a person that hates food, I never got those jokes. I just thought they were funny because they took them off their face.
One of her Nendoroid faces has lemon slice eyebrows. I'd give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
I always rate mine out of 5 just because I'm silly.
I don't.
Silly.
It was really enjoyable to read.
100%. Pacing was a little odd. Sometimes cuts from one scene to the next were a little bit difficult to read into, but the stories were clear, and I'm happy with those.
You also have to like the certain style. It is a
Yeah.
one of the 4 panel styles.
So if you're a fan of comics and newspapers, this is it, man. This is how you get your friends into Japanese weeb stuff.
But
I will say, if you
it didn't bother me at all.
exactly. And if you wanted to get friends into manga or something, this could be a really easy way to do it because it's very easy to pick up what's going on. It just starts at the top, goes to the bottom, go to the next column. Sometimes some paneling of newer stories can be harder for people to get into, but if they start with this, hopefully that can get them into the general gist of how you read opposite to what we do nowadays
I
and
have to
maybe
admit,
even get them to read more.
though, some of the paneling at the very beginning was kind of awkward. How kind of confused me because I thought it was like left, right, and then you go to the next like row of right to left. So I went
Well, it
right,
only
left,
lasted for
right,
a few
left, right, left.
pages.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute, that dialogue doesn't make any sense.
Either way, a fun read, one I'm happy and satisfied to see on my shelves every day, and I do look forward to hunting down the other few volumes that are not in our collection. Anything else to end book club with, my boy?
Mm, go get the omnibus while it's still out there so you can read the entire story.
Should be pretty easy. They don't fly off the shelves like they should.
It's just like I haven't. I have you seen it recently?
I think if I go to where K is in the shelves, I see it, but there's only
Okay,
about two because they'll only leave two on the shelves.
it's true. It's a thick,
Be a thick one.
but
She's like a whale.
it's only 4. Like the entire K-On! Series is only 4 volumes.
Yes, of the original. And
The
then there's the
original's four
spin-offs.
volumes, and then college is 1, high school is 1, shuffle has 3,
Two. At least two translated now.
two translated to English. Third one is coming. Who knows when?
Either way, if you like rock and roll or light music, you should join the K-On! College group.
If you like stories that are 90% goofing off and 10% music,
Still goofing off.
you should read K-On! And then listen to the endings of the
Oh my,
anime.
we didn't even talk about the anime. Oh my gosh, the anime is gorgeous and there's a movie. Please watch the movie after watching the anime. We should end this now before I die.
I'm sure in the future we'll go over the omnibus and talk about the ending. Or I'm sure in the future we'll review endings to anime and openings to anime. Mio's the best singer out of everyone, though.
Oh, now you want to best girl it, huh? Ritsu is a cool drummer.
Ritsu has a nice voice, but she doesn't compare to Mio. Just saying. Anyway, thank you all for watching.
Listening.
Hey, they've been watching me scroll through pictures.
Wow, so interesting.
Bye.